The King of Cats. A long time ago, two young men were spending autumn in a Highland hunting lodge. It was in a beautiful spot way up in the hills, miles away from the nearest village. The lodge itself belonged to an old woman who welcomed visitors and was always happy to cook for them. She enjoyed sharing her hospitality as visitors this far north were quite rare indeed. Most of the year the lodge was quiet, and she only had the company of her black cat and two dogs. Her new visitors spent their days hunting and exploring the wonderful scenery. One afternoon, the oldest of the two men decided to stay in and have a little rest, so the younger man went out alone. He hoped to catch something for their supper and get home before sunset. But day turned into night, and the young man had still not returned. His companion began to worry and wanted to look for him, but the old lady advised against it. "These hills can be dangerous at the best of times. Only a fool would wander about in the dark. Besides, I'm sure he'll come home soon enough." As if hearing her words, the door flew wide open and the young man entered the lodge. He was wet and exhausted, but said nothing to explain where he'd been. The look in his face stopped his friend from asking any questions. The old woman quickly made supper, and after thanking her for a lovely meal, the two men went to sit by the fire. There was a silence between them as they lit their pipes. The dogs lay at their feet, and the old woman's black cat sat in front of the fire with eyes half open, basking in the warmth. Awkwardly, the young man began to speak. "You must wonder what happened to me today." His friend replied, "Ach, it's all right. I know you'll tell me when you're good and ready." The young man continued, "I had the weirdest adventure today. I'm not sure I should say what happened, as you'll think I'm mad." His friend smiled and said, "Don't be daft. I've known you long enough to know you're not one for tall tales." Looking into the flames of the fire, the young man began. "Things started pretty normal when I went out. I went down the ridge we followed yesterday looking for some game, but the fog came down suddenly and I couldn't see much further than my nose. You have no idea how scary it is out there when you have no idea which way is home. I knew I was lost. When it started to get dark, I thought I was a goner, but my heart skipped a beat when I saw a light shining through the fog. I made my way towards it hoping to find some help, but just as soon as I got near the light, it disappeared. I was beside a large oak tree, so I climbed up its branches to see if I could catch sight of the light again. That's when things started to become weird. As I climbed the tree, I found it had a hollow trunk, and inside the hollow, I could see where the light had gone. And far below, I could see a torchlit gathering, and the sound of singing travelled up the hollow. It looked like some sort of funeral was taking place. I mean, I could see a coffin surrounded by torches, and it was being carried by... I've said too much already. You'll definitely think I'm mad if I tell you the rest." The man's friend put down his pipe and grinned. "You know how much I love a good story. You wouldn't want to send me to bed without finishing the tale." The young man looked furtively around the room. The dogs were sleeping quietly by the fire. His eyes turned towards the cat, who was now sitting up. You could almost swear it had been listening to the story and also wanted to know the end. Taking a deep breath, he exclaimed, "You'll think I'm daft, but it was cats. The coffin and the torches were carried by cats. But stranger still, I could see that the coffin was marked with a crown and a sceptre." Before the young man could utter another word, the cat suddenly jumped up. "What a surprise! Old Peter's dead! I'm now the king of the cats!" With that, the cat rushed up the chimney and was never seen again.